G'day everyone, welcome back to episode 7, I think 7, I hope it's 7, I think it is 7, yes, of the chat with Cardy, and we're back sort of with a bang. As you can see, we've got a face cam. This is the first time we have one, but it is just me for this one. I was actually potentially going to get a guest on, but it's just a lot easier doing it by myself in terms of, having to message them, asking them if they're ready, what date they want, and having to schedule everything around, so it's just easier if I just do it myself for this time around, but I do want to start, if this series continues throughout next year, to get guests on more frequently. Because I've only just got the Ryder Henchy guest, which was a good one. Don't get me wrong, but I got the guy who complained about there being nothing to see on screen. Luckily for him, this time around, there is something to see on screen in myself with a face cam. So we're going to test how this works. Comment below so far if you enjoy this. I'm using my webcam, so there might be it might not be as smooth as a camera, right? But it's just that this is a lot easier to export. If I use my camera, we'd be here for 3-4 hours probably exporting. I think that's what Caden did with the no men on the cleats and the back pocket plugger. It took him ages to export, which is fair enough. I mean, it's an hour of footage, so I think a webcam takes nowhere near as long enough time to export. And I'm actually currently pissed off. It's around 2:30 and I shouldn't be filming this right now. I should be working on a video. However, after recording it and all that, I went to review the footage in Premiere Pro and OBS, and I was recording with 2 microphones. I'll quickly show you what the audio was like. Just quickly listen to this. Hello, 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 hello. That was what the audio came to be, because I didn't realize, and it's a dumb mistake. I don't even know why the second mic was turned on to begin with, but it was on, and it took me like 30 minutes to record. So after I finished recording, I went to check the footage. It was like, what's this noise? I check OBS and they go, oh my god, I had another audio capture switched on. So that was really frustrating, because I said to myself, look, if I want to get a few things ticked off today, getting a video is one of them, and I haven't done a single thing that I wanted to do today. But you know what, chat with Cardy, I want to bring it back. So if it comes out today, which it will, then that's a good thing. So I guess if anything, for the people who enjoy the chat with Cardy, it's a win for you guys. They're out on the Thursdays, but that video will be out on the Friday, and I want to get another one out later this week. It's just going to be a bit difficult because on Friday, I think I might be going to a mate's overnight, and there's a good chance that I'll be drinking. So you could probably take out Friday night for any chance of getting content, and Saturday. And on Saturday, I think another one of my mates, for his birthday, wants us to go to his place for a few hours. So the only chance I might get at making another video is Saturday night. So that means maybe no more streams for the rest of the week. I don't know. Maybe even tonight a stream. Potentially. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that is frustrating. And it's not the only time where that's happened, where I record a video and then there are issues. A lot of the time it used to happen where I would forget to record with my mic. I think it happened a month ago. I recorded a video with my sister, and this video will come out, I think footy season is the best time to put it out now, because it was scheduled to go out like start of November, but the thing is, that is probably like borderline where footy videos sort of die off, because anywhere later than mid-November, I could upload a goal kicking challenge and it could do a quarter of, could get a quarter of the amount of views it would maybe get in peak footy season. So it's just been a bit of a waste. Like, I know it's weird, because in last year in December, I got a goal kicking challenge out. It did garbage to start off with. Like, we didn't even get 1,000 views in the first day, and it got maybe 2K in the first 3 or 4 months. But then as it hit March and April, and as my channel started peaking and going up, that video started to hit people's recommendations, and it would literally be getting 700 views a day, or like around that for like a few days. So I'm like 24,000 now. So, for all the videos I'm getting out over summer, I don't really see the views as too much of an issue, because they're not going to be great in the summer. Very, very few times I get a footy video to do well in the summer. But over time, they get into people's recommendations, and then they start getting views, which is what you want. But to be fair, the videos that I have gotten out that are footy related over the last month haven't done too bad. Like the fixture video, 4K in 6 days for a summer video. That's good. That's what I want. The draft video got almost 7K. Every AFL team's most accurate goal kicker in history, 6K over the last month and a bit. Ladder predictions of Miggle, 5K. So not too bad. But then there are those that flop, like the mock draft video. I was not very happy with the way that went. 1.8K. The VFL AFL team logo history video, 2.2K. Not too bad, but just average, I guess. And what else? The most games and goals in every AFL stadium, 2.4K. But if I look at my channel, and let's go since the ladder prediction and Omegle, and let's not include streams. So I'm not going to include streams as part of videos. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So only 6 AFL videos in the last month. If this was footy season, that number would be tripled. But yeah, as many people have been saying, this off season's the time where you literally just put out whatever you feel like. I wouldn't necessarily say put it whatever you feel like. I feel like if I wanted to put out a water polo video, that'll completely flop and that'll just be stupid. It'd be a waste of time if I decided to do a YouTuber's water polo match. Or actually, if I did a YouTuber's water polo match, I reckon that could do all right. Would it? Like, if let's just say I did what I did with a T10 cricket match, but with a water polo YouTube. Well, not water polo YouTubers. Sorry. Fucking, there aren't any water polo YouTubers out there. Sorry. AFL YouTubers. I reckon that do all right. But I don't know who would actually show up to that. There'd be a few, though. But yeah, this show with Cardy, like, for the first 7 episodes, or 6 episodes, there was nothing on screen. And it just, I know it's my second channel. I don't put too much thought into this. And to be honest with you, when I first started, I just did it as a bit of a piss take in reality, honestly. But it's a little bit hacky the way it's set up. Like the thumbnails are purposely average. Like they're meant to look sort of hacky. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really put too much thought into it. And whenever I film a chat with Cardy, I don't prepare myself. This time around, I sort of have actually, so I think this should be either a top 3 or it should definitely be a top 3 chat with Cardy. But there are times where I just don't know what I'm saying, particularly when you by yourself, you don't have someone else to bounce ideas off. So if you're stuck on what to say, then you look like a complete idiot. That's why anyone who does stand-up comedy, I give them credit, like real props to anyone who does stand-up, because that'd be fucking tough. Like if you just have a mental blank and you have no idea what to say, you're just standing there in front of a whole crowd of people, particularly if there's let's say you're at Melbourne Comedy Festival, thousands of people. Thousands? Maybe not. I went once and there weren't thousands there, but whatever. There'd be a fair amount of people there, and if you've got a mental blank, you don't know what to say. That'd be fucking tough. Like, shit, the crowd's gonna lose interest. The crowd are gonna think I'm garbage. But it's probably not as bad as when you actually tell a joke, particularly if you think it's a funny one and no one laughs. You might get a like 1 or 2 laughs, or you might have to signal the crowd that it's something funny so they laugh. But if you're signaling the crowd to laugh, then you might as well just give up. That's pretty garbage. I don't think I'll ever do stand-up comedy. Maybe one day I might give it a go at not a proper go, but one of those half-assed attempts at like a bar or something. But I don't know, probably not. I just looked to see that the Renegades BBL Boxing Day clash against Scorchers, which I don't know if I might go to that actually. It's against the Scorchers at Marvel, but it's weird because it starts at 9:15, and originally the game was scheduled to be at Optus at 9:15, but there's a 3-hour time difference, so it would have started at 6:15. But it's going to be the same time, but in Vic time, it's 3 hours later, so it's going to start. A cricket game's going to start at 9:15 p.m. That could honestly be the latest time a cricket game has started. When was the last time a game has started later than 9:15 p.m. local time? It's going to be past midnight. That's going to be the first time that I can recall a cricket game going past midnight, going to the next day. So yes, it'd be decent to go. Okay, good chance we'll lose because Renegades suck and Scorchers are one of the best teams. I mean, Marsh just got 100 the other day. Munro got I mean, Scorchers are a very good side. Renegades are shit. But that'd be quite interesting. You know, a cricket game at midnight. And I'll be at the Boxing Day test that day as well. So, I mean, it wouldn't be too much of a hassle to get there. The only thing is, though, I want to get a Boxing Day vlog out the next day. And if I go to that cricket game, I'm probably going to be back in the house and with buses replacing trains. Wouldn't be surprised if I'm back by 2 a.m. And then I've got to fucking edit a Boxing Day test. So that might be a bit of a challenge. But, you know, I've done it before with footy vlogs. I mean, in fact, a lot of the time when I film a footy vlog, I get home and just not edit it at all. And then wake up the next day or start editing it but fall asleep. And then I really hope desktop audio is not captured here because I got a lot of notifications. I'd fall asleep, then I'd wake up at like 11 a.m., the time where I wanted to get the vlog out, and I'm like, oh shit. Because for videos such as footy vlogs, you can't film it and then just, I'm just going to schedule it for a week in advance. You've got to get it out the next day. You know, for videos like that, the sooner you get it out, the more you can capitalize on it, on views, because it's going to start losing relevancy if you put out a grand final vlog three or 4 days after the grand final. Like, I think the AFL did that with Cooko and Twisty. I swear they put up the 2019 grand final vlog in 2020. Like, what the fuck? How do you... Surely you can't screw it up that badly. Like, that's really bad. Yeah, let's just have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, 27th of Jan. Not only did they get it out in 2020, they got it out in middle of summer. I mean, why? It's as if, let's just say St Kilda are in the grand final next year, 2022, and I decide to do a grand final vlog, which I probably would, to be fair. I mean, how many views would that get? That'd probably get 50k views. It could almost get 50k views, honestly, depending on where the channel takes me next year. But anyways, forget about that. It will not be getting 50k views if instead of getting it out the next day or even the day after, I decide to get it out middle of January. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's just dumb. If you're watching this video, don't do that. You know, if you're doing footy vlogs or anything, or tipping videos, or just anything, you know, related to a topic in the AFL, get it out as soon as possible to maximize on views and all that sort of stuff. Otherwise, it's pretty dumb. That's pretty dumb. But yeah, what I do want to do with Chat with Cardy, I've said it that many times, but Spotify, I'm going to try and get it out next week. And I want to try and improve the audio quality. I've added a filter to this mic, so it shouldn't be quiet, because I remember I was out and I just uploaded a Chat with Cardy, and I went to see, you know, just how it was doing. So I chucked on headphones and listened to it. And honestly, maybe it's because I was out and about and it was really loud, but I could barely hear what was being said full volume with headphones. So I don't think that's very good. So I think this should be a lot better. And yeah, again, I don't know if this Facecam's good or not. Like, normally, there were a few times where I recorded the Chat with Cardy's in bed. The first time was recorded in bed. A bit of a throwback to the first ever time I actually did something similar to this, where I was just recording audio voice messages in my bed. But you know, that's pretty hacky to do that. So that's why, well, not really hacky, but that's just not really professional. Like, I don't think Dylan Friends is going to be recording their podcasts in fucking bed, are they? You know, getting Mark Murphy to sleep with, you know, him in bed, and that's just not going to work. Something that I find really strange. Now, again, YouTube. This is a topic on YouTube, which is probably something I'm going to refer to a lot on these Chat with Cardies, because it's just something easy to talk about, and a lot of you guys probably are into that. But with my cricket streams that I've been doing recently, if any of you have noticed, the playbacks have been pretty high, or the views have been pretty high. It's because of the playbacks. Like, if I got, all right, let's say I got 10k views on a BBL stream, I reckon if that was an AFL stream, I'd get a quarter of the amount of views, because of all the playbacks of all the Indians and just all the international people clicking on the stream, thinking that they're going to actually get the game, and then clicking straight off after realizing the game isn't fucking on. And it's like, Surely by now your skull or your thick skull of yours can can actually realize that it's illegal to broadcast a sports game on YouTube. Like, I can't do that. I mean, I can give it a shot and I'll get my channel taken down 20 seconds later. And it's not like people just say it, but no one's tried it. I actually did give it a go on my More Cardman account, or when it was Cardman Streams. And this was after Mitch did his famous BBL stream that got 30,000 views. I tried on my second account, and on the account that this video is currently going to be uploaded to, and it fucking I don't know why, but Mitch was like, "Oh, you show the game, put a filter on." I did that, and 20 seconds later, they take me to YouTube copyright school. They did that. They were like, they took me to this stupid YouTube copyright school thing where they had this weird. Can I get it on screen? Let me find it on screen. And I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about. And I can probably actually add a screen capture on this as well. Well, I could. Copyright school. It's really, really dumb. It's like the last thing. This is the fucking last thing you want to see after you've gotten a copyright strike. Alright, let me try and get this up on screen. You might know what I'm talking about if you've ever gotten a copyright strike. I don't know if I got a strike, but I definitely got a claim. So this pink bunny. There was this pink bunny that illegally used a video, or illegally uploaded a video that wasn't theirs. And it was so childish. Like, I got so pissed off when they forced me to watch it. I couldn't get out of the tab. I had to finish watching it. And apparently, if you completed all the answers, you were able to stream again. Like, the copyright infringement was taken away. I looked up all the answers, and I was with Mitch Ryan on call, and I got them all right, and they did fucking nothing happen. So just do not show the game live on stream. It's too much of a risk. So if any Indians tell you to show the game, tell them to fuck off, honestly. But yeah, BBL playbacks are strange. Like, for footy streams, no one really searches. There aren't really any international people that search up a footy stream. Like, my average watch time is pretty high on AFL live reactions, but I could easily get more playbacks on a BBL stream where the average views might be 60, 70, or even less than that, whilst a footy live reaction could be almost double that for average views and still get less. It is strange. So I don't really understand how playbacks and views equate, but I guess that is it. You can get a lot of views for BBL streams. That's how UCAT's Ashes stream did that fucking well. I think it got 25k playbacks. I tell you, UCAT's been pumping. I mean, as I say that, he's got another bit of content out for the Ashes. Oh, I just realised the Ashes is on. Well, I'm going to put that on the background of filming this. It's not illegal to do that. It'd be illegal to show it on screen, so we're not doing that. But let's chuck on. And one more thing that I'm actually pissed off about. For the draft, I tried to watch the draft live on a Discord call through someone else sharing their screen, but it was just too choppy, too laggy, just not good enough. Particularly if I wanted to actually show the draft live on stream. So I decided, fuck it, I'm just going to go get KO. Now, the reason why I've been putting off getting KO for so long is because we got Foxtel downstairs, and the fact that my dad says he's going to get it for next footy season. So I think he's cancelling Foxtel to get KO. I think. That's what I think. Well, he better be doing that. I mean, if he thinks that he's going to cancel fucking Foxtel and not get KO, then that'll annoy me, because that means I have to pay for my own KO, and it's just on him. Does he not realise that if you don't have Foxtel, how are you going to watch footy games that aren't free to air, or watch any of the shows like AFL 360 and all that sort of stuff? So it's just, he's going to crawl back to me if that ever happens. But anyway, the Ashes is on, day-night test. I don't know when it finishes. And something that's sort of annoying about the Ashes, or about the test, is that, Cummins is not playing as well. So it's Cummins and Hazelwood both not playing. We could lose, but I don't think we will. I think who was in the got replaced? Nessa and Richardson. All right. Well, let's just hope we do it with a bat. I think this could be quite close because I think Anderson and Broad are playing for the for England now. So it's strange. We let go of two of our best bowlers, and England sort of bring back two of their best bowlers. So this could be an interesting test. Could be a lot closer than what people might predict. But normally for the day-night test, we excel. We do quite well, particularly the fast bowlers. That's sort of why it sort of sucks that Cummins and Hazelwood aren't playing. But, you know, fair enough. What can you expect? But yeah, when the last Ashes test was on, that's sort of all I was doing. So the fact that it's back on means that I might, again, do nothing but watch the cricket. I hope that's not the case, because as much as it's enjoyable watching the cricket, I want to be a bit more productive. Like the last couple of days, I've been sort of crawling back into my old habits, waking up past midday, not really being productive. I've been very, very unproductive gym-wise. Like I've only done one workout, and it's a home workout as well. I mean, I said last week that I wanted to go to the gym, but it's just with no one around to go with. I just don't want to just walk in and not know what to do. I feel a bit anxious about it. I just got to go in, and once I do it, I reckon things should be fine. It's just going there for the first time. Because I think once I do it, you know, with a fucking gym membership, there's more motivation in going, I reckon, because you're actually paying for something. For this, I'm not paying for jack shit for the stuff I have at home. So if I don't do it, it's not, I don't feel as bad. And it's, you know, once you actually travel to the gym, you've already spent that time going to that destination. You might as well actually put in the effort. Whereas if I really wanted to, I could just give up halfway through and just go in bed and watch YouTube, which I haven't done, but I'm just saying if I really wanted to, I could do that. So yeah, in terms of gym, I am being a bit unproductive and lazy, and if I continue doing this, then I'm just going to give up, and I really, really don't want to do that, because it's been something for the last good part of the last 3 or 4 years, or really the last 2 years properly, that I just want to get bigger and stronger, for many reasons, that's for sure. But yeah, the test is starting, which is quite interesting. But yeah, that's what I want to do. So yeah, that hopefully things will work out. And I might also quickly go over the incident on the weekly blog that happened last week, just to clear up anyone's minds. I think I did do this on a stream, but I might as well. I mean, it was pretty funny. Are we batting first? I think we are. Batting first. It was pretty funny, but really, really stupid. So when I turned right at the roundabout, so, like, okay, as dumb as it is, it's somewhat understandable. My thought process at the time, I just was like, oh, turn right. My mind was just fucking obviously not working at the time of that happening. And I just actually did what he said, turn right, not actually exit at the right, turn left, obviously, and then exit right. So I did that. And yeah, I could have actually crashed because there was another car coming in, but I didn't do that. And that was actually the first time I tried to go right on the roundabout. I think it would have been, because there's no way I would have actually done it the right way and then did that. That would have been fucking stupid. But since then, I've been fine. You know, I'm still not amazing, right? But I've only been on like 3 or 4 lessons, and I can do most things well. It's just parking, I'm not amazing at. And yeah, I've only been on a main road for like 10 minutes, and I sort of shat myself with all the cars. But yeah, that's also another thing that I want to do. Like, I've been going on 2 to 3 hour drives a week, and that's actually not too bad, because let's just say I continue doing that, I'll be on 120 hours within the next year. So yeah, if I can just quickly tick off the hours, then I can get my P's fairly quickly, which should be pretty good, because then it'll be a lot easier to go places. Because I tell you what, public transport really pisses me off. Like, I'll quickly go over the story about what happened when I went to the A-League. Oh my God, I didn't even realise buses were replacing trains, because On my train station on the Frankston line, there were all these delays because of the what was it? I think it would have been the Edithvale and Bond Beach and Chelsea stations. So we had, like, there were bus replacement trains from like Moorabbin to down the Frankston end for like a good 2 months, and it was so frustrating. Finally, the day they opened the new stations and the replacement stopped, I thought finally we can actually not have to worry about taking your bus replacement. But then, of course, a couple weeks after that, um, yeah, a couple weeks after that, a new fucking replacement bus schedule has to, be brought up. So I'm distracted. The Ash is on and I'm trying to watch it, but I'm also trying to think about what I'm saying. And you can't see what's on screen as well, which will be a bit weird for the people listening to this, because whilst I'm recording this, I've got the Ash on in the background. I should fucking not mention it. But yeah, so A-League, I went for Sammy's birthday. I'm not a fan of the A-League. I don't really have a team and I don't really support it. I find it honestly quite boring. But I just thought it'd be a good thing to do. It might be entertaining. It was pretty fun. Like, I was glad I did go. It wasn't a great game, but I'm glad I did go. But I missed the first 20 minutes of it, and it's strange because the game started at 7:45, and I left at 6:10. I left to the station that I have to get on at 6:10. So 7:40. That's an hour. I left an hour and 30 minutes to get to the station, and then to get to Richmond. And normally from where I live, Richmond station's probably around 40 minutes on the train, and it's like a 10 to 15 minute walk from my place to the station. When I got to the station, the train was delayed for 25 minutes. Already a red flag was put up going, fucking hell, there is a chance maybe I might not get there on time. I was actually planning on getting there 10 minutes early, so I thought that might be a good chance that might not be happening. But then we went on the train. I'm like, okay, well, we'll get to Richmond at like, I don't know, 7:10, I think that was the time, or 7:15. But no, because apparently buses were replacing trains. And I didn't know about that until we got off at Caulfield. And we all had to get off at Caulfield. And then we had to wait like 5-6 minutes in line. There was a massive line for the buses. And then we had to go to Burnley from Caulfield. And oh my goodness, that was a nightmare. I sat next to some weird Indian guy. And it was really awkward. And I'll probably be honest with you, we were probably there for 30 minutes. If we were on the train, it would have taken, well, we would have already been there by the time we got on the bus probably. But no, we took 30 minutes to detour around to Burnley. By the time we got to Burnley, the game started in like 20 minutes. And, would you believe it? Fucking, the next train was in like 30 minutes. The next train from Burnley was in 30 minutes after we did all that garbage, only to get to Burnley, to wait another 30 minutes. And you wouldn't... The people there that actually wanted to go to the City game, there were a few City supporters that were genuinely pissed. I was pissed, but I wasn't that pissed because I didn't really care about missing the game. Obviously, I'd rather get there on time, right? But there were a few people that got really pissed and started like arguing with the metro drivers, like, I demand you to make a change. What the fuck is this? I had no idea that I had to take these bus replacements and all this, and now you're telling me we got to do this? Oh, they got so pissed. I guess fair enough, because I got to the ground 22 minutes late. I got to my seat 22 minutes late, and I literally ran from the station to the ground. So it's just a nightmare, and I think Bitter drove to the ground as well. That's also a nightmare. I mean, I've never driven to the city, obviously, but I can just imagine that being a fucking nightmare. Like, driving to the city, just take the train. It's probably easy. It's probably easier. I mean, although in saying that, look what happened when I did take the train there. The buses almost made me late by 30 minutes. So yeah, that is frustrating. And it's probably going to be the case again. Like, I don't know why it's happening this often. I remember it would barely be the case for bus replaced trains, maybe once or twice a year. Now it's literally more times than not. Like for maybe 7 to 9 months of the 12 month year, buses have to replace trains, and it's just really annoying. Um, and I'm sure it's the same for everyone else, but I just feel like it's becoming more and more frequent, and yet the station that I go to, there have been no fucking changes. They had still a complete shithole. Anyways, someone commented on my one of my streams the other day on the BBL stream about school camps, and that is not LB, mate. I swear Harris needs to get some runs, otherwise he's going to get dropped. You would have to say. But yeah, school camps. I've got a few stories about school camps. I don't think I might have mentioned it to maybe a few people on a stream or something, but definitely not for a video or a chat with Cardy. So the first camp I went to was in year 3. We went to Ballarat, and I was only 8, so I don't know if that's too young for a school camp. Probably not, but still, it was a school camp. We went to Ballarat, and when you really think about it, the only thing to do in Ballarat is go to Sovereign Hill. Like that's the only thing I can remember doing there. Like, yes, the campsite that we were at, there were a few activities like bushwalking and the boring garbage. I remember actually on the way back from bushwalking, we got back and I put my hand on thinking it was a table, but it was actually a hot stove, and I burnt my fingers. And the teacher called me an idiot. And I'm like, mate, that looked exactly like a table. There was no warnings. There was nothing on the stove. It wasn't even like a proper stove. It was just like it looked exactly like a table, nothing on it. I put my hand on it and I burnt my fingers. Pissed me off. But yeah, I went to Sovereign Hill, which I guess is good, but it's all right. It's not that bad. I remember actually we went on holiday to Ballarat that same year, later that year. So I actually went to Sovereign Hill / Ballarat twice. And I've only ever been to Ballarat, like, I'd probably say 3 or 4 times. Probably only 3 or 4 times. I remember we went another time in 2019 to a JLT game, Saints v Bulldogs at Mars. Actually, not a bad stadium. Not a bad stadium at all, Mars Stadium. And it was a good trip to go to Ballarat as well. I remember we went to the all-you-can-eat Pizza Hut. They don't have those in Melbourne anymore. They only have them in like rural town areas around Victoria and other states. And it's actually pretty cool. Like, you pay maybe $12, $15 and you can literally get whatever you want. And it's not just pizza. It's, in fact, far from that. There's a dessert bar, there's pasta, there's chips, there's fruit salad. There's a lot of stuff at a pizza. Just stuff you wouldn't, like, where else are you going to get chips, fruit salad, mud cake at a fucking Pizza Hut? All you can eat pizza, and also free drink refills, not to mention. So, I mean, not a healthy thing to do. You wouldn't go there and then go to the gym, would you? But, next time I go to Ballarat, we'll go there because it's one of the few remaining all-you-can-eat Pizza Huts that I know of, at least. And I've only ever been to a few. Anyways, on school camp, we sort of went off topic, a little bit on topic, Ballarat, but still off topic. I remember a few of the activities we did. We literally just went to a random lake and went gold mining. Like, just because we're in fucking Ballarat doesn't mean any place, any water bank is going to have gold in it. Like, I just found it a waste. And, being an 8-year-old, not a fucking 3-year-old. I was in year 3, not 3. I knew that it was a meaningless task. It was a meaningless procedure. I mean, we weren't going to find jack shit. We really weren't. Sorry, my face cam was blurry. So we literally just wasted 2 hours. Like a few hacks at the campsite thought they actually found gold. Like, you're not finding gold. You have a better chance of finding gold at the Yarra River, like in Melbourne. Like, you'd probably find like someone's gold ring that they dropped in their, I don't know, fucking birthday party they had at the city or something. But you're not finding gold at the in one of those banks in the water in Ballarat. Just because we're in Ballarat doesn't mean you're finding gold. You might find gold if you actually went to a proper place to find gold, but that was a shithole. I even looked at that place up afterwards, and they claimed it was a garbage place to look for gold. So I don't know why we went there. But that was year 3 camp. It was, I guess, all right, but that's all I can remember about that. Year 4 camp, I don't remember where we went. As the why is this webcam blurry? I don't remember where we went specifically, but it's really adds nothing to the story at all because it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good of a camp. It was just one of those stereotypical camps where it wasn't based on the actual location. It was based on the campsite. So we didn't leave the campsite. I don't think we left the campsite once. We just stayed in the campsite. Whereas, Ballarat or other areas, we did leave the campsite to go to other places in that particular town. But what I do remember was a bad moment. We played this game where you had to blindfold the other person. It was a bit of like a trust game. And I remember I had some fat Asian kid that I didn't really know too well. I don't know if they picked for us or if I just got the bad person. But anyways, so he was blindfolded and I was meant to direct him around this sort of obstacle course. We're in the middle of literally fucking nowhere, like literally middle of nowhere, in our campsite. I had no idea where the nearest toilet was. I was badly busting. And the thing is, I probably should have, in hindsight, just asked the teachers where the nearest toilet was. Either I did that and she told me to hold it in, or or I did that and she told me that there wasn't a toilet in plain sight. And because I was supposed to direct this Asian kid, I didn't want to leave him just hanging, so I had to sort of be there with him. But at the same time, I badly needed to go. Like, it wasn't even funny at this rate. Like, I needed to piss. And I was wearing, I think I was wearing tracksuit pants. So I don't know if that makes it worse or better. Probably worse, honestly. Probably wearing pants and pissing yourself. So I was wearing tracksuit pants. I really needed to go. I was meant to direct this kid around this stupid obstacle course. It was just a waste of time when you really think about it. And I just decided, okay, I need a piss. I'm just going to do it. So I just I just couldn't take anymore. I pissed my pants. And I am seriously lucky. I don't know why I remember this so vividly, but I was seriously lucky that no one found out about it. I just pretended like nothing happened. And we walked a fair while back to our campsite, to our cabins. And I straight away changed clothes. Obviously, I wasn't going to stay in the same clothes for the rest of the night. And I do not know how, but yeah, I sort of came out of that situation unharmed. But it was just a really, really awkward experience, a really uncomfortable experience at the time because I had literally pissed myself, and we were ages away from a toilet. It was not great, but yeah, that was year 4 camp. That was literally the only thing I can remember out of that camp, which goes to show that it was probably a shit camp. Year 5 camp was a good camp and a bad camp for reasons that I'll go over a bit later on. So we went to Canberra, probably the best, definitely the best location out of all the camps we went to, and probably the best camp, like the most enjoyable and interesting camp, because most camps, it's quite boring. It's just like, flying fox, obstacle course, like giant swing, bushwalking, the boring stuff. It's like, we've done this that many other fucking times. Let's do something different. But so we went to Canberra for 5 days. It was an 8-hour bus trip from the school to Canberra, and I understand why it was a bus trip, but I mean, if we went on a plane, it would have been, 1, a lot quicker, and 2, a lot more enjoyable, I would have thought. But I guess it would have been a lot more expensive, and just imagine having to handle 100 or however many people were in the year 5, 6 cohort, because back in primary school, well, the primary school I went to there, it was weird because most primary schools have the year 1, all classes are just year 1s, year 2s, year 3s, but we had it year 1, 2, so year 1s and year 2s were in the same class, year 3, 4, and then year 5, 6. I just find that's really strange. Like, why are you having year 1s and 2s in the same class? Like, how are you going to get like, are they all doing the same work, or like, I don't know, just, it's weird. Does one half of the classroom, or one half of the class, the year 1s do some one type of work, whilst the other year twos do a different type of work. It was just weird. And what was really weird, I remember the only ever class in the whole school, like in all school history, it was an experiment to do prep and year one in the same class. And Ira was in the class where we did prep in year one. So all the preps were with year ones. Why? I mean, what the fuck is it? What reason is that for that to be the case? I mean, preps, it's their first year of school. Have all of them in one class. Don't mix them with people who have already been to the school for a year. Or was it an incentive to get like the year ones to like look after the preps? But then why did none of the other classes have that? It was only just the one class from the three. It was pretty strange the way that the school decided to do that. Yeah, anyways, I just remember that being the case in that school. But obviously high school, you're not having year 7, 8 in one class, year 11, 12 in another. Imagine having that, year 9s and 10s in the same class for high school. It just will not be happening. But yeah, year 5 anyways. So obviously probably we're not going to be taking a plane to Canberra in primary school. They want to save money, fair enough. But the thing is, it was a bit of a waste. It was a bit of a waste of 8 hours because we went for 5 days, but the first and last day, half of it was spent traveling. Probably more than half of the actual day was spent traveling. But places I do remember going, which is quite interesting. We went to this. I remember the first night where we were allowed to like only take cameras to Canberra. But I remember a few people took their phones, but I didn't actually have a phone at the time. In fact, I didn't get my first phone until mid-year 8, which is pretty late. So I took a camera that wasn't mine. I think it was my mum's camera. It was a pretty shit one, let's be real. And I was an idiot because I didn't bring a charger. So I came to the campsite with the camera already being low on charge, thinking that was going to last me the full 5 days. Heads up, it didn't. It only lasted like not even the night. I remember we went to this dinosaur museum. I took 28 photos. And it ran out of battery, and that was it for the camera. I might as well just chuck it into the fucking river. It was completely useless, worthless. So yeah, so much for the camera. So we went to this dinosaur place for the first night. It was in the middle of nowhere, but we were in Canberra. Like Canberra is a pretty small area when you think about it. Like I think Canberra, there's only one city in the ACT, and that's Canberra, and then there are just other suburbs in Canberra, but you're in Canberra. I think when you're in the ACT, the whole of it is Canberra. I think. I might be wrong, but Canberra's a pretty small place when you think about it. And not really many people are from Canberra. They're all just government. They're just all just government people that are from Canberra. Any notable Canberra residents. So we went to this dinosaur museum. It was cool, I guess. Don't remember much of it. We went to, where else did we go to? We went to Parliament House. That was pretty cool. We went to Old Parliament House. We went to probably some other Parliament buildings that I just can't remember the names of. We went to the Royal Mint. That was actually really cool. The Royal Australian Mint. We got to see how the coins were made and all that. I don't think we got to keep any like memorabilia there, like any souvenirs or coins. They didn't give us anything, but like we got to see how they make the coins. There was this massive robot that like carried all the 20-cent coins. I just remember that being pretty cool. We went to the Australian War Memorial. That was quite interesting. We went to the National Institute of Sport, whatever it's called. I don't know exactly what they're all called, but we went to that, which was also pretty cool. It was like the National Sports Museum, but like almost bigger. Better, I don't know about being better, but it was pretty cool. We went to the art gallery, the National Art Gallery of Australia. That was again alright, but at the same time pretty boring. Like I don't find art galleries quite interesting that much, to be fair. It's just an art gallery at the end of the day. We went to Questacon, which is like the science works of Canberra, but a lot better. Like it was actually really, probably arguably at the time the favorite of all the places we went to. And then we went to a few other places. I think the Botanical Gardens, and trying to think, Probably more. I just can't remember them. But it was pretty cool, pretty interesting. But unfortunately, on the third night, something sort of ruined the rest of the camp for me. So on the third night, we're at the Botanical Gardens, just going on a boring, meaningless bush walk at night. Like, I didn't want to go. I think that was like the worst of all of the scheduled events, and each sort of group would go on, different times. Obviously, not the whole year level. We're going to go at the same time. Imagine the chaos if that was the case. But we went to the Botanical Gardens, and I was just walking along the trail, and then something bit me. I felt it happen, and I like yelled and screamed. I'm like, something bit me! Something definitely bit me, clear as day. And I went up to a teacher, told them, and she just said, "Oh, it's fine, nothing happened. Just brush it off, walk off, nothing. You're fine." So those words stuck with me for the next day. I'm like, well, fuck, nothing must be wrong. I might just be a little bitch. I might just be thinking about it. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe I'm just an idiot. But definitely there was something, because I felt it for the rest of the night. Like, I was really sore. And then the next day it was swelling up. It was massive. As if I had cankles almost. That was that big. And I remember we went to a few places on that day. The two places that I remember that for sure we went to were Questacon, which was the Science Works. What I said, the Science Works equivalent in Canberra. And it was annoying how we went on that fourth day, because my fucking leg was super sore. So it almost made it an uncomfortable experience. But it was still fun. And also the art gallery. So I was in immense pain all day. I don't know why I didn't tell anyone about it. I really should have, because it was only really getting worse. But because of what the stupid bitch of a teacher, really, what she said on the bushwalk, how nothing was bad, that I was fine, I thought that, yeah, she must have been right. Until we got back to the campsite, we were meant to do this stupid talent show and have dinner. I didn't want to do any of that, so I just stayed in my room. A few people from a few of my cabin mates saw me and were like, "What the hell happened to your leg?" So they got a teacher, which is fair enough. I don't know why I didn't. And then they realized, oh shit, it's actually quite serious. And you wouldn't believe it, but I actually went to hospital that night. I don't think it was that bad, but like, they just wanted to know what happened. I think it was probably a spider bite that I had a bad reaction to, because spider bites, well, it depends on the spider, but like spider bites, like just a normal spider probably wouldn't have as bad of a reaction as that. So yeah, I went to the hospital at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. The teacher drove me in her car. So yeah, that was an interesting experience for sure, which sort of made the camp slightly shitter at the end. But that was year 5 camp. And I remember lunches were the worst. They would pack the worst lunches. They were just shitty sandwiches. They wouldn't eat, like, I think there were 4 options. You either had ham and cheese, which was actually the one that everyone wanted. You'd have Vegemite sandwiches, and if you didn't like Vegemite, it'd be garbage. Yeah, these weird salad sandwiches with just salad and no meat in it, and then some other sandwiches, some really nasty sauce. So, unfortunately, you didn't have a choice. You just had to get in line first, I guess, to get the good sandwiches. So all the ham and cheese would go straight away. If you got to the front of the line and they were out, you'd be fucked, really. And that happened a few times. So what I'd do, I wouldn't eat it. I fucking wouldn't eat that garbage. That was grim. What I'd have to do, I'd have to grab it. I'd have to sort of like hide it in my pocket and sort of wait until the coast was clear and just chuck it in the bin. And you'd see that happen 20, 30 times every time lunch is given out. You'd just have like a student, like someone with the shitty sandwich in their back. They're just sort of circling around the bin, and then they just drop it, trying to make it not seem obvious, even though we all knew exactly what he was doing. But the teachers probably were oblivious to it, because you were meant to eat it. You weren't allowed to throw it out, technically, but obviously we did, because it was just garbage. I mean, we're not eating that shit. I know at the end of the day, it probably would have been better if we had something to eat. But I mean, what I don't get, if I had the money, why couldn't we have just bought food at the place? Like, I remember people actually had the money for it. Like, the teacher's like, no, you're not allowed to eat food at the actual place we were at. You have to eat these stupid, disgusting sandwiches. So yeah, so we're pretty hungry until dinner for most of it. If we didn't get what we the ham and cheese sandwich, which was the best one. It wasn't great. I mean, I didn't like it that much, to be fair. Um, I didn't really like sandwiches that much as a kid. I don't mind them as much now, but still, they're not my cup of tea. And then year six camp, I didn't go to a year six camp because I moved schools, and it was really bad timing because I moved schools a month before that school was having their camp, and when I got to the new school, the month previously they already finished their camp. So if I, well, I could have either gone to just the one or gone to two school camps, but I only didn't go to any, which was a bit annoying, but that's all right. In year seven, I don't remember where we went, but I was just really pissed off about the fact that year seven camp happened literally on the third day. Like, why? The reasoning behind it was to get to know everyone, but fucking hell, I didn't know many people, right? I only know a few people. They just put us into random groups, and I only knew maybe one person there, and it was just, for the most part, it was awkward. Very few people actually made new friends there. I did make a couple, but not really friends. Just like a few people that I hang out with at the campsite. But for the most part, it was just people hanging out with who they were friends with in primary school. That was about it. I mean, why wouldn't you have it like midway through the year? Then it would make it a lot more enjoyable because you would actually have a lot more friends. You'd know a lot more people at the camp. I just feel like it's a dumb idea, you know. Particularly year seven, like that's when you first go into the school. Like year eight, fine, have it in the first 3 days because you already know everyone. But year seven, fuck you, dickheads. I don't remember where we went for that camp, but it was another one of those just random places in the middle of nowhere with like just a flying fox, and that was about it. Um, so okay, yeah, fair enough then. And then year eight went to Phillip Island. That was pretty cool. We went to the beach, Penguin Parade. That was pretty cool. The Amazing Things, which is like sort of a mini golf. It's a three things. There's a maze, mini golf, and then there is you could almost call it a science works in a way. Don't really know how to compare it to, but Harris is 3 for 23. Warner's 0 of 12. Holy crap. That is super slow. Run rate 0.5. Broad is 0 of 0 of 3 overs. 3 maidens. Fuck me. Sorry, I'll just panning onto the cricket there. But yeah, so that was the year 8 camp, and I remember the night before the camp, I had a footy game, and I got this massive, like my cheeks swelled up because I got a massive hit, and I got a bit of shit on the first day. I looked like they were all calling me like a chipmunk because of that massive cheek. If I had a photo, I'd show it, but it was pretty bad, to be fair. Yeah, well, that's about it in terms of the camps. Year 9, there wasn't a school camp, which sort of sucked. Year 10, there was actually a Gold Coast camp, but the reason I didn't go was because my parents, well, apparently after talking to them like a few months later, they were like, "Oh, you can go. You could have gone if you wanted to," but I thought they said I shouldn't go because we were going to Gold Coast. I mean, around a month later, so it would have been a waste. But I would have wanted to go. Like, I probably regret going. After saying this now, because it would have been pretty fun. Like literally 5 days of doing nothing or just going to Gold Coast whilst at school. It was pretty shit. And then that was it for camps that I can even recall. I think that's about it. So yeah. Those are school camp stories. Today's was also ATAR Day. I got just a bit of a reminder there. I watched McCleary's video on his ATAR. He got what did he get? 63. He got 63. I've been watching a few ATAR reaction videos after I watched McCleary's. But yeah, like because for 2020 for our year, we got ours out on the 30th, so 2 weeks later than this time round, and I'm actually a little bit annoyed because I thought maybe my video that I put out last year would pick up in views. It hasn't really done that. It hasn't really done that at all. It has got 10k, but it hasn't really done that well. I just saw McCleary's video's got 2.4k. Fuck me. That's definitely going to get more views than my one. McCleary's one's 5th in the when you look at the search results, or 6th. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I don't think the because I haven't used my score at all. I've had the shittest year when you think about it in terms of actually studying for uni. I reckon if there was selective years, this could arguably be the worst year for uni people. Like the first year back in 2021 or 2020, where COVID just ruined it for everyone. Like COVID was so shit. It just made it garbage. Like I didn't know a single person from the classes that I was in. Funnily enough, Dylan Brown in his uni class was in the same class as Max King, and apparently they sat next to each other a couple of times and they talked to each other. Very, very strange. Apparently Dylan was going to set up a collaboration with me and Max King, but I really didn't want him to embarrass himself nor myself, because knowing him, he'd go up to Max King and go, "Oh, subscribe to Cardman, get in his video. Oh, look at this. Oh, my mate Cardman's a really big fan of you." Like, he's gonna say stuff like that to make me look like an idiot, when no, that's not the case at all. Holy shit, the Ashes is Warner's now 0 off 17. That is unlike Warner being 0 off 17. Yeah. Anyways, that was all that. I might wrap it up soon. Actually, it's 56 minutes 42. I think I've done all right. It's flowed decently well, and it's a bit rough. I thought that with a Facecam it'd be harder, but it hasn't been harder. It's been easier almost. Oh, that was almost a wicket. Holy shit. But yeah, what I also want to do is I want to start up a Cardman Clips account, because Graz10 and a few other people have just... So many people, a lot of people have uploaded clips of, things that have happened on my streams. And they're actually getting okay views for their channel sizes. So what I want to do, I want to just do one myself. I reckon an upload a day of just funny things that have happened in videos, streams, anything. Good, like, the best moments and short clips, right? Compiled into a single channel could actually do all right. So I'm highly considering starting it up even tonight or tomorrow, and maybe get someone like a King Gold or even a Graz, honestly, because Graz, as much of a hack that he used to be, he's actually turned himself around quite drastically. His channel's actually pretty funny. It's all just AFL YouTuber clips and highlights. I mean, look at that. All of that to me from that City stream I did. So, Graz could quite honestly run the channel, but I think I might let King Gold help out. And also, I'll run it as well, obviously. But, yeah, Carman Clips account might do all right. So, yeah, look out for that. I might actually put up a community tab if I actually start making it. If I do make it tonight. But yeah, that's it for the chat with Cardys. I do want to get them out on spot. I've said this the last month, but I just haven't gotten around to it because it's not been a top priority. But I think after this episode, I'm going to start making it a little bit more of a priority and get these out on the Thursday. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. A little bit bummed out that I couldn't get a YouTube video out today, but it'll be out tomorrow, so it's not that bad, I guess. At least there is some bit of content out for you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.